Do you ever look at your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go? I'm sure that's happened to many at some point. So today, my friend Adam from the YouTube channel The Betterment Boss and I will share with you 5 proven ways to save more money and spend less, so you will be sure to see that bank accounts rise in no time. And make sure to watch until the end, as the last tip will ensure you take your money management game to the next level. So let's get started.
Tip number 1, only spend cash. Who doesn't love cash? Well, if you want to get serious about saving money, then you should be using cash a lot more often. In today's society, most people have become accustomed to paying everything on credit cards, which, believe it or not, is detrimental to your spending habits. You see, the ease of paying on credit is causing many individuals to overspend. In a 2001 study, MIT researchers found that shoppers spent 100% more when paying on credit than when they use cash. Therefore, if you want to spend less and save more, then form a habit of spending only cash as often as possible and leave your credit card at home.
Tip number 2. Employ the 30-day rule. Do you remember when you were a kid and you would write out a wish list for Santa months before Christmas? You would be overwhelmed with excitement as you imagined yourself playing with your new toys, but as many months passed, the idea of having that new item started to wear off as you realized you didn't really want it as much as you originally thought. Maybe you ended up seeing other toys that you liked better. This same principle still works now, as we often overspend because we get caught up in the latest trends. We want the newest clothes or have to get the most recent phone, but when we act on it on a whim and buy these items, we are never really as happy as we thought we would be. I am sure many of us have experienced buying something that we thought we really wanted and ended up not really caring about it a month later, or even worse, we end up regretting spending the money. In order to start saving money and spending less, whenever you have a desire to buy something new, write it down. Then 30 days later, review your wish list, and if you still want it and can fit it in your budget, then you can buy it. More often than not, however, you will no longer feel as compelled to buy that item, saving you a lot of cash and buyer's remorse.
Tip number 3, write down your shopping needs. We've all done it before. You get to the store, realize you don't know what you need, and start pulling everything in sight into your shopping cart. Impulse purchases seem harmless in nature, but these reactive spurts of spending can add up quick. In 2018, it was estimated that the average US consumer spends $450 a month on impulse purchases, which is over $5,000 a year. What's worse is that these impulse purchases are most frequently grocery store items, which can prey upon your hunger when you're running errands on an empty stomach. So if you want to avoid frivolous spending, make sure that before you leave the house, you have a list of all the items you'll need to buy so that your shopping trip can be as budget-friendly as possible.
Tip number 4. Look at dollars in terms of hours. You're at the mall and you see a new t-shirt that will look amazing on you. You check the price tag and it's $50. For many people, buying the t-shirt would be an easy decision, as they would not think twice about buying it, focusing on how great they will look instead of the cost. But hear me out. What if instead you considered the time investment it would cost you to buy that t-shirt? Let's say that you make $10 an hour at your job. A job that you despite going to every single day, where 1 hour feels like 10. Can you justify spending 5 soul-sucking hours at work for this t-shirt? When you start to realize the actual cost of the things you buy, you can easily start to avoid unnecessary purchases and stash away more money in your savings account.
Tip number 5, set up automatic deductions. Up until this point, all the money management tips I've shared take effort. You have to consciously operate in cash, write shopping lists, and calculate the hourly cost of your purchases. Luckily, this tip will be burden-free. If you want to make saving money a breeze, elect for automatic deductions from your paychecks. Automatic deductions work in the following way. Every time you get paid, a certain amount of money will be routed into your savings account by your employer, rather than going into your normal day-to-day banking account. This way, you will never see the money you are accumulating, and by not having access to it directly, you can avoid the urge to spend the money as well. Therefore, by setting up automatic deductions, you'll be saving your money without any effort at all.
Alright guys, thank you for watching, and if you like this video, make sure to check out the Betterment Boss's channel for some amazing content.